It's Smoove TV. I just added that part. So if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. And if you're returning to my channel, please share and let me know that you care. And comment down below if you feel as though I have. Alright guys, so on today, as I said in my previous videos that I probably haven't put on YouTube yet, that this is one of my projects which is introducing new talent. On today, we have an artist. Well, everyone that I'm interviewing are artists, but in a different form. This particular person actually paints, draws, the whole 9 yards. So y'all stay tuned, and if you like this content, please subscribe. If you want to see more, please share this video, and I'll be right back at y'all. So guys, back to what I was saying, which is, here's the person that I'm interviewing. I'm gonna allow her to introduce herself and tell you what she does, and if she has any services to offer or anything she just wants to promote for herself.
Yeah, so I'm Kalko. I've been an artist for many years now, and I met this amazing person, Smoove getting our teeth fixed. We can tell you all about that later, but
right, definitely.
So, what you got for me today?
Alright, so I have some few questions that I would like to ask this artist. So we're going to start from the beginning. We might not hit all of the questions, but I really want you guys to get a grasp of her personality, to see why she does what she does, and understand her passion and the reasons why she's passionate about what she does. So, why do you do what it is that you do?
Oh man, I find art to be the most inspiring thing in the world. When you create something and then you bring somebody else's wonder and childlike mind to look at your work and just go, wow, and then just feel inspired by that somehow. That's why I do what I do. I want to inspire people with my work and bring smiles to people's faces.
Okay, so what's the first piece of art that you created?
My first piece of art was when I was really young. I've been drawing ever since I was a child, and what inspired me was trying to copy one of my mother's work. So it was a fox. My first art was a fox, and I realized I sucked at the time, but I wanted to get better.
Okay, was your mother an artist as well?
Yeah, she was.
Oh, that's wonderful. In your perspective, what role does art have in society?
Oh my gosh, just a huge role. It's a huge factor in culture and how people communicate with each other, and how we can communicate into the past as well. It really gives an in-depth view of how people felt and how people feel now about things going on around them.
Okay, what themes do you pursue?
I pursue a couple of themes myself. I personally love figurative artwork as well as biological artwork because I'm a science nerd as well. I love looking into the structures of the human body, how muscles work, how the bones age over time. Really cool stuff.
Okay, why art of all things?
Of all things, I needed it. As much as I love making art for other people, I really needed art for me, and I'm just so 100% about it. If I'm not creating art, then who am I as an artist, you know?
What other jobs have you done besides being an artist?
I've done a lot of other work, mainly volunteer work about helping other artists find the right people to plug into so that they can jumpstart their careers as well. I do a lot of gallery work, so I help organize other artists to get their artwork up on walls and then take it down and repair the walls, and I've done a lot of filing, lots of paperwork. And I've done a couple of oddball jobs in between. I'm always doing something to make a buck here and there to support what I do.
Definitely. What memorable responses have you had to your work?
Oh my gosh. I think the best response I've ever seen was when somebody actually saw my work and cried.
Seriously?
They felt the emotions that I was feeling in a self-portrait that I did during a hard time in my life, and they without any context, they saw my work and they started tearing up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I touched their soul, and that was the most exciting experience I've ever had.
Okay, so what inspires you?
Actually, my little sister, she inspires me the most. She herself is an artist too. She likes the anime genres, and she was my biggest supporter growing up. Like, oh my gosh, I love her so much.
What do you dislike about the art world?
The only thing I don't like is the fact that as an artist, you have to be all in order to get anywhere. And unfortunately, it doesn't always have the payoff right away. So I wish there was more community support. We're just starting some, especially in Mesa, but it's not a lot. We're hoping that more people will accept the art community growing here in Arizona so that we can support ourselves better without having to take on 2 or 3 jobs.
Right. What's the best piece of advice you were given?
I think the best piece of advice I was given was to simply just do it. I know it's something I said a lot already, but seriously, if you want to be an artist, you just have to do it, because if you don't, you're never going to get anywhere with it. And that's what I did. I put myself, instead of halfway in, halfway out, I put myself all in, and it is a very rewarding experience.
So how do you work? Like, when you sit down to do or create a piece of art, do you listen to music? Do you like to be in the midst of nature? Like, how is it that you work?
Actually, I am a dancer, so when I create my artwork, I dance at the same time. So I listen to music and I dance, but that's because I've actually danced professionally for a while. And I don't know, I get into it. There's like certain genres and playlists that I listen to, usually just instrumental, because then I don't have to focus on the words, but I sing while paint and draw at the same time. I think most artists do.
Okay. We're coming down to the ending of our questioning. Professionally, what's your goal?
Okay, so my goal, it's been undecisive for the last few years. I wanted to be a figurative master, but recently I wanted to become a biological illustrator, which is somebody who can take and break down different organisms or microbiologies and translate it to either other scientists or to other people when they're trying to explain their discoveries or their work. Something that records and documents animals. So I actually really aspire to be a marine biologist, so I want to be a part of the team that discovers new organisms, and I want to be the first to draw them and to break down their bodies and to explain their functions and how they survive in such crazy environments. So, oh my gosh, I could go on all day.
Do you have any pieces of art that you would like to show or to give us any backstory on?
Oh yeah, oh my gosh, I have a couple. I brought a few today, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully the sun's not too shiny.
Okay.
Might have to go somewhere else for that. But let's see. It's actually this one. It's so little. It's actually a self-portrait of something hard that I was going through. It really depicts my growth as an artist, because a lot of times what we do work on is hyper-realism in order to break it down and manipulate what you see in the field. and what I was manipulating was the colors that project out of me. I was in a very abusive relationship, and I had lost my sister at the time, so I was going through a lot of rough stuff, and this piece of work is something I'm most proud of, something I'm the most related to. The one that invoked other artists to go into tears was because it was really moving. Sometimes you have to wonder if you're either being built up or torn apart in life, and what you do in between is what makes you stronger, no matter what you do. And that's why I made this piece.
Okay.
Yeah. Something to zoom in later.
Alrighty.
This piece, I was awarded Artist of Promise, which is a huge honor in the Young Artist Society. As a part of an artist league, Scottsdale Artist League, whom I'm a member of still. I was awarded this award for creating beautiful colors in a medium that's not often used, called gouache. So I'm very proud of this piece. And I just liked how playful it was. It wasn't anything serious. It was actually just a doodle, and I won a prize with it. So
yeah, that's great.
I was super happy about that. So, and then this was my time as a dancer. My really good friend Amy Simmons, she's an amazing contortionist dancer. And she allowed me to use one of her pictures into one of my artwork. So, and she felt so honored about that. It's really great when you can showcase somebody else and talk about them while you're being, as in a gallery, you ask, why did you make this? And I get to talk about all the different dancers I danced with.
Right.
And she was one of the most amazing dancers I've ever seen. Her along with a number of other people I've danced with. So yeah, just really, I was trying to capture her angle. She can do insane, the splits and then some. She can continue beyond a normal body, so she's got
she's extremely flexible.
Yeah.
I can see.
Yeah, and double jointed, so she can do all sorts of weird, crazy, creepy, cool moves. So
okay.
Yeah. This actually, being a dancer was why I started off being a figurative artist, because I loved people, I loved our bodies so much, and being able to empower myself by performing movements you never think you could before, you find yourself flying, and it's exciting.
Yeah.
So I wanted to capture some of that, but I mean, I kind of ended that career because, again, I'm all in as an artist now, not halfway in between, so.
Okay, so you're saying that art is your passion?
Yes, it is 100%, and it was actually, that was the deciding moment. When I created that piece, I knew that my dancing career had ended, so that's why I continue doing art. Even sketching all the time, if I'm waiting in a long line or just waiting in general, I always have a sketchbook. You always have to keep practicing. That's the best second advice I've ever gotten. Just keep practicing, because if you want to get good at anything, you have to practice.
Right.
And there's never a time, even as an artist block, where you can't create something. Even if it's something as dull and boring as drawing a pair of pencils or scissors, it doesn't matter. If you can't think of anything figuratively to create, then just create something. And I think that's the most important thing. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other people say that too.
Yeah, practice makes perfect.
Yes, indeed. Oh, speaking of, let's see here. I think this was one of my most favorite pieces. It's not technically as skilled as other pieces, but I created this just after my sister passed away. I was given a necklace with 2 rings on it like this that symbolizes how sisters are forever together. And it was given to me by my dance group. And it was so, I was so moved. My dance group, when they found out that my little sister had passed away, they created a whole dance. They scrapped their old choreography and created a whole new choreography in honor of me and my sister.
That's
and
beautiful.
boundless love that people have for each other. So it was gorgeous. I got to keep the recording of it. I wasn't a part of that dance because I was so heartbroken I couldn't even move. I couldn't even draw for a while. I was so heartbroken. She was the closest person to me. And she's also, all I have left is me and my brother. My parents passed away a while ago. I just had a rough life. I think a lot of artists have some rough history that happens, which inspires them to just keep working. And I loved this work because I was able to design it and get it printed on a t-shirt, and all the dancers wore this design during their choreography, and it was so moving. I love artists that do that. That's really what it's about the community.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What's your next piece of work?
My next piece is 2 pieces. It's about improvement, in that even though you start out somewhere small, you can always go and work harder and go bigger. So this piece and this piece are just figurative drawings while I was still trying to be a figurative artist. It just depicts about lighting and shadowing, and one of the biggest things in art to know is how to do highlights and how to do shadows, and the differences between contour and direct lighting. So contour is what shapes our face into these different angles, but direct contact lighting, where the light source is, stops at a certain point, and you can see where it cuts off, and then continuing into a contoured shadow. So these sort of technicalities, despite not being finished, are things that other artists look for. If you can understand lighting and shadows and to grasp it and understand it. So these are just one of those small works pieces where if you wanted to work at being an artist, work on those 2 things.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think the last piece I'm wanting to show today is, let's see, I got a last piece. Oh, this one. It's actually my high school piece. I'm 25 now. I have 4 associate's degrees. 1 in performance arts, 1 in general education, 1 in fine arts and arts in general. I'm working for my master's degree, and so I'm currently enrolled in ASU to continue my work and to study. But this is something I did in high school, and this is actually what my first piece that I took seriously. And I brought it here because it shows how one, and you can see how shading was not here at all, but how one can grow so much more and learn so much within such a short time. If you've never taken an art class before, I recommend just taking 1 class, and you're going to be like, wow.
Yes, definitely.
So I just brought this piece, and I was like, this piece had come a long way from where I am now, and it's something that I just hold on to because it helps me communicate to other artists that you can always start somewhere and then get even better, because they wonder why I'm able to do so well, and it's because I keep practicing and I learn. I always keep my mind open to learn new things and to experience things. So I think going from a still life to practically nothing is something worth looking into.
Okay guys, well that's all for our interview today. If you like this and you want to see more, please subscribe, please share this video, and thank y'all Keys for being on Beat With Me. Do you have anything to promote? Do you have a website, any work that you would like to sell or share or whatnot?
Oh yeah, I got a couple of websites, couple of places to promote. If you're ever in AZ, definitely go to Mesa Community Arts Center. We have so much current art, and it's crazy the amount of local artists and artists around the country and around the world are displayed there. It's free. You can see it anytime. It's great. I work closely with the people who work there, so I always promote them. I also promote a couple of first Fridays and second and third Fridays. Always go to art events because you never know what you're gonna find. Cool, neat stuff to get.
Yeah.
Super cheap. And then myself, I'm working on creating my own website so I can sell the art that you saw today. So hopefully I can get that up, and then I will post it on my Instagram, which is love_otterpops. Definitely check me out because I'd love to see ya.
Alrighty. Thanks, guys. See you later.